Go ahead and start the regular council meeting for January 6, 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll start the meeting the way we always do with the invocation tonight, which will be led by Mr. Anderson, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Mr. Allen. If I can get everybody, please stand.
We all bow, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to come together tonight and work for the betterment of our community. Dear Father, we thank you for this beautiful place that we enjoy to live in. Dear Father, I ask for special blessings on all of our county employees, dedicated, hardworking, looking out for people. Dear Father, I ask for wisdom tonight, patience, and understanding among all of us, trying to figure out how to do the best we can. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Attention to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, it is a new year, and with the new year, we will start out with the state of the county. Progress is continuing in Horry County. Progress has come in many forms, from new capital projects to expanded services to improved infrastructure and an updated strategic plan. As we turn to a new calendar year, it is my privilege on behalf of Horry County Council and the staff to present this state of the county to you. Horry County has a history of doing things the right way, but we always do things the Horry way as well. And we have an updated strategic plan that outlines how we lead and serve this community. Our core values of character, collaboration, service, caring, and quality are at the center of how this council and staff operate and how we will chart the path forward to enhance the quality of life within the county. This past year, Horry County laid the groundwork on major initiatives such as the Horry County Police Department bringing their 5th precinct online and revenue collections beginning on the Ride 4 program. We know that there are 2 major projects that dominate every conversation within the community. Those are safety and infrastructure, and both are being addressed the right way, methodically and efficiently. For the last 7 years, County Council has said public safety priority 1, day 1, and that continues. In 2025, our police, fire, EMS, and 911 teams responded to a record number of calls for service. With the growth of the County Council supported the needed growth of our public safety departments with new officers for the new police precinct, onboarding larger groups of 911 emergency specialists, and having 3 Horry County Fire Rescue recruit classes this year, one of whom just graduated 3 weeks ago. The county also broke ground on the public safety training facility, which will be a crucial asset in enhancing our team's training and capabilities. What is important to note about public safety departments is not just their capabilities to respond to those in need, but the character of the people, a trait shared across the county's 3 divisions, along with our elected and appointed officials. Departments' leadership and their staffs provide professional service and make important decisions with data and the guiding principle of doing the right thing. In 2025, collaboration was not just a buzzword, but was the defining way in which the county was able to accomplish goals and start initiatives. Horry County expanded on its partnerships with educational institutions with programs like Handle with Care with the Horry County Schools. This is a program which first responders work with schools to identify students who and that they need some extra care, thus the title Handle with Care. The county has also worked with Horry Georgetown Tech and Coastal Carolina on career pathways and creating touch points with students to highlight how a career in local government can be engaging and rewarding. This included the county holding its first Horry County Government Day at Coastal to showcase careers and opportunities with students here in Horry County. Retaining local talent is not only great for our departments, but it's great for the community overall. This local talent saw their employment opportunities grow in 2025, with businesses making investments in Horry County and Horry County's workforce. Companies like Galvin's Ferry Sawmill announcing a $10 million investment for operations in Horry County. Also, the Ocean Craft Marine selecting Bucksport as the location for its United States manufacturing operations. This is just two companies that show that Horry County is an ideal place to do business. Internally, Horry County departments have never worked closer together and collaborated more than they have this year. Horry County Emergency Management worked tirelessly with public safety partners on establishing and partnering in a united command structure during major events, such as the response to the Covington Drive fire. That fire, along with the snowstorm last January and the many special events held throughout the year, kept our public safety and public works busy, but they rose to the occasion every time. All departments worked together on important planned updates like the county's 5-year review and the update of the comprehensive plan and the all hazards multi-jurisdictional mitigation plan, both of which will help guide decisions on growth, resiliency, and needs for Horry County in the years to come. Decisions like the recent application from Horry County Solid Waste Authority to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers on a proposal to expand the landfill. This is a project that focuses on future waste management needs and critical component of infrastructure within the county over the next 45 years. Collaborative efforts will continue in 2026, and members of the community can expect increased communications and proactive updates highlighting the work and progress being accomplished together every day. Speaking on these needs, every day our residents and visitors interact with county staff looking for information or resolutions to issues. Being committed to excellence, our members are not only responsive, but they're proud to serve the community. Here are some numbers from 2025, and they're pretty impressive. 254,000 calls to 911, 170,000 calls to the Horry County Police Department, 90,000 calls to the Fire Department, 7,500 calls for the I&R Division, and 4,500 Freedom of Information requests processed. These calls for services, requests, and inquiries will only increase this year, but I know the dedicated public servants of Horry County are up to the challenge. The reason I know they're up to the challenge and the reason I know they're going to accomplish these things is because everyone on this team cares. It is that caring mindset that works and makes us solve problems, enhance the quality of life, and work to make the community better each day. From the Community Development Department that assists nonprofits and residents with grant funding and opportunities, to the Behavioral Services team that works as a conduit for service providers to those in need, our people lead with heart to make a positive impact in the community. At the end of the day, the county is providing quality work and services. Departments like stormwater, engineering, and public works improved infrastructure and drainage in areas that needed it the most. A good example is the Hidden Acres Watershed Drainage Improvement Project that was completed last summer. This addressed a critical outfall serving the greater Socastee community. The county's finance department delivered a balanced budget and received the Triple Crown of Financial Reporting and Excellence Awards from the Government Finance Officers Association, highlighting their quality work and attention to detail. The Department of Airports completed the expansion of Myrtle Beach International Airport's Terminal A that will lead to increased capacity at South Carolina's fastest growing airport. The quality of the work done within that terminal creates a grand first impression to those visiting our beautiful county. I can speak all night about the great work and progress that occurred last year and what is to come this year. However, I will just summarize it like this. Team Horry has accomplished much in 2025. That puts the county in a strong position heading into 2026. With the updated strategic plan and service-driven and collaborative mindset, the county is poised to make strides in enhancing safety, delivering on innovation, and improving the quality of life for all in Horry County. We on County Council are proud to work with staff and serve the people of this county. We have challenges and opportunities ahead of us, but I have no doubt we will rise to meet them together. I'd like to thank everybody here. We look forward to a successful 2026. We're going to celebrate America 250, but we're also going to celebrate Horry County 225. Let's have a great and successful new year. Thank y'all for coming out. All right. Speaking of the community, we have some people signed up to talk tonight. Miss Amelia Wood is going to talk about public notice, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Ms. Wood, I know, oh, there she is. I saw you earlier. You've been here before, so you know our rules, but for the people watching, they have 5 minutes by rule. We have this cool machine here that tells you green is go, 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 yellow is 1 minute, and red is stop.
Good evening. I'm Amelia Wood, and I'm here tonight to discuss a public notice issued by the Army Corps on December the 19th. It said that Horry County intended to impact 102.4 acres of wetlands in Sterrett Swamp, close to the Waccamaw River, and slightly upstream from the city of Conway, to build 2 landfills for construction waste and 1 for household garbage. It's hard to believe. The notice added that building landfills for construction waste at the proposed site would require lifting existing restrictive covenants imposed due to past wetland fill impacts. As a very gentle reminder, legal challenges have been brought when permittees have attempted to undo prior wetland protections and restrictions, because those protections are permanent. They're permanent. And covenants are sacred. At least that's what I learned in Sunday school. You would be setting yourself up for a similar legal challenge, which has been successful in the past in South Carolina. The notice also said that both the Army Corps and the South Carolina DES only had access to project details supplied by Horry County, which means that they rely heavily on the honesty of the applicant. The public notice did not mention that land chosen for one of the construction landfills had an earlier wetland fill permit, which expressly prohibited building any kind of landfill there. I have more concerns about this than I have time to mention, but I'd like to ask you to do a few things right away. First, y'all are responsible for approving any plan for solid waste in Horry County. You approve the solid waste budget. You approve land purchases for solid waste management. We could not have arrived at this point without your okay. So, I'm asking you, please change your mind and put a halt on what's happening until you openly and transparently evaluate the alternatives and receive public input regarding those alternatives. Horry County Council made no announcement on the site selection for these 3 new landfills, and you did not provide opportunity for any public input. In fact, Horry County residents have never had a chance or a choice about the site selection for our existing landfill, and it could scarcely be in a worse place. In a swamp, beside a river, the Waccamaw River. Next, please understand that y'all are the ones who could have a say in what happens with the wetlands. The Federal Clean Water Act establishes a minimum floor for wetland protections, and state and local governments are free to enact more stringent regulations tailored specifically to local needs. The town of Allendale, South Carolina, on the coast, just down the road from us, just enacted a wetland ordinance. Use the Allendale ordinance as a model and protect Horry County by enacting a wetland ordinance. Some of my thoughtful and concerned friends and I would like to volunteer to engage in formal conversations with you about planning and analyzing alternatives for solid waste disposal. We feel like we, along with all Horry County voters, have been improperly excluded. I have much more to say, and I'd love to hear what you and others know about all of this. In the meantime, please stop the process until the public can be informed and involved. Thank you very much, and if any of you have any thoughts, concerns, or questions about what I've said, I'd be happy to address those now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Preston Kelly, also speaking about public notice from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Hello, everyone. As you said, I'm Preston Kelly, your Waccamaw River Keeper with Winyah Rivers Alliance. We are a team of 4 river keepers responsible for securing the 7 rivers at the greater Winyah Water Basin. Our mission is to ensure these rivers maintain their fishability, swimmability, drinkability. And today I'm also going to be talking about the landfill. I'd like to start off by saying that the wetlands in and around Sterrett Swamp provide some of the most important natural flood protections left in this part of Horry County. These wetlands act as a massive natural sponge capable of storing between 1 million and 1.5 million gallons of stormwater per acre during major rain events. They slow runoff, they filter pollutants, and release water gradually into our Waccamaw River. When we talk about backfilling 102.4 acres of wetlands, we're not talking about a small impact. We're talking about a far-reaching impact. We're talking about permanently removing more than 100 acres of natural infrastructure that currently protects the homes, the roads, and the surrounding communities around Sterrett Swamp. Once these wetlands are filled, their ability to absorb this water, regulate the groundwater, and even reduce the peak flooding in this area is gone forever. And no engineered stormwater pond or mitigation bank could ever hope to replicate the complexity and capacity that Sterrett Swamp currently provides. 2 of these proposed landfill sites fall in the 1993 restricted covenant that Horry County signed itself, a legal protection that the county put in place to prevent incompatible development in this sensitive area. Covenants like this are not symbolic. They are binding commitments meant to safeguard our environmental resources and the public health. Overturning or ignoring this covenant sets a dangerous precedent. If longstanding protections can be undone for the convenience of the county, then no protected area in Horry County is truly secure. Beyond the flooding concerns, building landfills in the wetlands introduces long-term contamination risk. Wetlands sit at the lowest point in the landscape where they naturally collect all of the water. Even with liners and current monitoring systems, landfills built in these wetlands have a much higher risk of leachate interacting directly with shallow groundwater or the runoff that will make its way into our Waccamaw River. Sterrett Swamp drains directly into the Waccamaw, meaning any failure or leakage becomes a watershed-wide problem, not just an isolated issue upstream from Conway. This problem affects the drinking water, recreation, wildlife, and downstream communities, which include the very place we're standing right now. Modern flood resilience planning across the Southeast emphasizes restoring these wetlands, not destroying them. Communities are investing millions of dollars all over the nation to bring these wetlands back and reduce flooding. Take a look at what Georgetown County just had. They had a wetland ordinance workshop where they're trying to protect these wetlands to protect the future. These wetlands reduce flooding, improve water quality, and will eventually save taxpayers money in the long run. Approving a project that eliminates more than 100 acres of this natural protection runs counter to every resilience strategy, hazard mitigation plan, and climate adaptation recommendation in the region. And under the Clean Water Act, the applicant must prove that this is the least damaging alternative. We've been given no alternatives. It is difficult to imagine how backfilling 102.4 acres of wetlands could meet this standard when the other options exist, especially upland options. Once the wetlands in and around Sterrett Swamp are filled, they're gone forever. There's no bringing them back, because these wetlands take centuries to form, and mitigation banks can never hope to replicate the ecological or hydrological function that these natural flood protectors provide. So my question to everyone in here is, what does the county plan to do with 102 to 153 million gallons of water that will no longer have anywhere to sit, to drain, and slowly filter into our Waccamaw? What are we all going to do when this contaminated water is in our backyards and in the areas that we need to survive? Thank you all for your time.
Thank you for coming out. All right, moving on, we have, I may say this wrong, I apologize, Tandra Hodum, speaking about Eagle Trace Special Tax District. I believe you were here last time, so hopefully you remember the rules, 5 minutes.
And you have all the time that you want. So, hi, I'm Tandra Hodum. I'm a resident in the Eagle Trace neighborhood by Burkell Road near Arrowhead and District 8. I came to the last meeting in December to talk about the Eagle Trace Special Tax District and wasn't able to cover everything in 5 minutes. Although I did talk ridiculously fast, I wanted to add some things I didn't have time to mention and correct some moments where I misspoke. I accidentally said this project would end up costing taxpayers in a 50-house community $60,000 plus $250,000 in interest on this internal bond from the county. But I meant to say this project would cost $600,000 plus an approximate $250,000 in interest. I also said that when Mr. Spivey apologized to the community for a tax levy higher than expected, he mentioned there is a possibility of decreasing the millage to $200, but I meant to say he mentioned a possibility of decreasing the millage to 200 mills, which would cost taxpayers much more than $200. So for a little context, the Eagle Trace Tax District was established to fix the potholes and drainage in a small neighborhood with 50 houses after one community meeting, which I don't think was advertised as a meeting to explore a tax increase. The ordinance was passed through a petition signed by property owners without a vote. Many of these owners didn't know they were signing to increase their property taxes by over $1,500 to $4,000 a year per home for 15 years. So apparently there was a public hearing about this ordinance in January of last year. Nobody spoke at this public hearing because this hearing wasn't announced within the community through a flyer, a sign, or notice by mail. So most of the 50 homeowners who would later see their property taxes more than triple were not aware of it. It's not clear who exactly is supposed to benefit from this tax district. Rather than helping most of the community, this tax levy will be an unnecessary economic burden to many people in the neighborhood. For example, my neighbor across the street, his taxes increased by $3,500 at 300 mills because it's his non-primary home, which is insane. And even if the millage is lowered to 200 mills, which the county later offered as a solution, his mortgage will not cover this increase and he'll be forced to sell his home. The resident who asked him for a signature did not tell him to expect a tax increase anywhere near this amount. And this resident, who orchestrated the creation of the special tax district with the county, is actually a licensed financial advisor, so it seems especially remiss on his part. He was elected by council in April to be a member of the special tax committee, which has the powers and duties, quote, to submit the annual budget to the county for the purpose of calculating the millage rate to be levied on the property within the district. And he also, maybe unrelated, but he also just put his house on the market a week ago, so it doesn't seem like he intends to pay the 15-year tax that he convinced the community to sign up for. And as a person familiar with finances, it seems like he would have been able to understand that the numbers in the millage on the petition were different from the numbers originally given to the community by county officials, and kind of seems like the county officials and administration would have understood this as well and might have had some sort of ethical obligation to explain this to the community. And the millage of 300 seems to lead to a higher revenue than would even be necessary. This millage was approved by the administration, financing, and council, but was not explained to the taxpayers in the district. But after a lot of backlash at the community meeting in October of last year, where people protested the tax district, the county solution was to pause to reduce the millage to zero for the increased taxes that would have been due this month, while keeping the tax district in place, and get everyone to come back in 3 months for a meeting and a straw poll in January to see how they really feel. But I have some concerns about the straw poll. We haven't been given a date. It's not clear what regulations will be in place to maintain the integrity of this vote, if it would be open for a reasonable time frame, like a legit referendum would be, whether the vote will be tallied by those who benefit from the tax district. If a property owner was working that night, would they miss the chance for their voice to count and still be affected by this tax, like the homeowners who missed the original meeting? Also, it's been made clear that Councilman Mascarelli wants this poll to be only for property owners, but if the ordinance had not been passed the way it was through a petition, all registered voters in the district would have been legally entitled to vote, as they would all be affected by this tax. I was also wondering if the councilman's real estate business that's less than 2 miles away from Eagle Trace might be considered a conflict of interest, as he helped facilitate a special tax district and ordinance that will inevitably lead to home sales when residents are unable to pay this increased tax. And it seems to have been clear from the beginning that not everyone would be able to afford this tax, and a lot of people will be forced to sell their homes. I was also wondering if the council has any feedback on the petition from the community that was submitted at the last meeting, asking the council to abolish or unwind the tax district and repeal the ordinance, as roadwork hasn't begun and money from the bond hasn't been spent.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming out.
Do you have any feedback?
Thank you for coming out. So what you said, but thank you for coming out. Okay, that's going to close our public input for tonight. Those are the only people that signed up. I do want to, before we move on, I do want to recognize someone here. She needs no introduction. She's been an employee for as long as I can remember, and that's at least 34 years. So Miss Renee Hardwick is now the Assistant Administrator for Public Safety, and she's in the building somewhere. There she is. Please stand up.
She is standing up.
Well deserved. Thank you. Congratulations, or condolences, whichever one you want to accept. All right, we're going to move on to approval of the agenda contents.
So move.
All in favor? That is approved by unanimous vote. Next up is the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting for December 9th of last year.
Moved. Second.
For aye?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Next up is the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So move.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That passes unanimously. We're going to do presentations and resolutions. First one is a presentation of a check from the Utility Tax Credit Funds of Horry Electric Cooperative. We're going to recognize, I got it written down here because if I don't, I'll forget it. Johnny Shelley, I saw him earlier. Reed Cooper, Miss Elaine Gore, Frankie Blanton, Ronald Floyd, Freddie Tompkins, and Jody Prince, former of County Council. There he is. Did I leave anybody out?
Debbie Givens.
I said that, I
I
thought.
think you know, I think you covered it.
Yeah, I thought I said that, but anyway, we'll say it again.
You
How
did.
about that? All right, give me the money.
Thank you.
For the check.
Check. Mr. Chairman, Dr. Dukes, Lady Dr. Dukes, and all the council members, Mr. Spivey, your staff, all your employees, and all our constituents, thank y'all for allowing us to be part of the Horry County team. It's called Team Horry. We all work together good. Listen to the chairman, y'all have had a busy year, and I know you got a busy year next year. And as our governor once said that heaven is a local call in South Carolina, but he didn't say that Horry was the gateway there. So
Right. That's right.
anyway, thank y'all for everything. But we do have a check, as we present one every year, from the RDA funds. It's a tax credit that we're allowed to spend in the county or give to the state, but we always want to have it in the county here. It's used for economic development, and in Horry County, it can be used for recreation that has economic development. And I didn't introduce, but we got our CEO, Mr. Reed Cooper, and our liaison, Mr. Chris over there, Chris Teams over there. So anyway, they're a part of our team too. But this year, and I want to introduce our board again. Sure. Got Mr. Jody Prince, Mr. Frankie Blanton. He serves on our central board where we get all the power from. We got Mr. Freddie Tompkins, Ms. Deborah Givens, Ms. Elaine Gore, Mr. Ronald Floyd. He serves on a statewide board, which we have 18 co-ops involved in it. And tonight we have a check for $700,000 that we want to use in Horry County. We got a project going on, and we're so thankful that y'all are part of it. And this is this
I'll
check.
take it, yes, sir.
And we got, but also, we got another check that's from, as I introduced Mr. Frankie and Mr. Ronald, it's on these two boards that Central has, they also had these RDA funds that we get our power from. And they allowed co-ops to use it if they got projects going on. And the co-ops know how important this project is that we're trying to develop, because all of them come to the Grand Strand for vacation and recreation, and they know how important this project is, because once they get to horse shows or civic events or whatever we're having, they're going straight to the beach. And it's going to help Horry County. And they've given us pretty much $43,000 extra this year. They gave us $33,000 last year, but $43,000 extra this year to go toward that project. Thank y'all for allowing us to be a part of this team. All of you, and either people viewing, Horry Electric wishes you a happy, safe, healthy, and prosperous new year. Thank y'all for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Wonderful thing. We have a wonderful project. We had just voted a few months ago to go with the premier design option, and we're hoping that that's going to be coming forth pretty soon on the 500 acres of land that Horry County had purchased out off of Hardwick Road. And it will be a premier rural civic center, the best in South Carolina, the best in the Southeast, only the best for our people here in Horry County. And I want to say something about the rural. Years ago, I heard a story about my grandmother had, told us and stuff, and I remember her. She was 99 and a half years old, and she saw a lot of changes here in the county. And she had a younger brother named Note. He called him Uncle Note. And said that one day, and they were around the house there and stuff, in the evening time and stuff. He come running up the house. He was just overjoyed, and he was just shouting and hollering. Said, Note, what in the world's wrong? He said, REA just dropped the pole off at the end of the road. They mean a lot to us. Thank you.
I just want to say that I don't think Horry County could have a better partner than Horry Electric, and I certainly welcome, and I feel like all of this council welcomes them to be part of Team Horry to make this county better, and they've certainly done their part. I just want to say thank you.
Yes, sir.
They're good people.
Yes, sir. Definitely good people. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Picture there and stuff. They want to turn around. Yes, sir, Mr. Franklin. Y'all get a picture right here. Turn around and get your picture. Hold the check up. Miss Shannon Todd. We'll pass these on so we don't lose them.
All right, well, that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, we're going to move on to the recognition of employees who have achieved 30 years or more of service with Horry County government. This is one of my favorite parts of our meetings, and we get to see people who have been here for many years, decades. We're going to recognize Miss Shannon Todd. I think she has an employee. And then the sheriff. I think the sheriff has one every time we have a meeting.
Yeah. Got some good people.
Good people.
Thank you. So tonight we are recognizing Mr. Tim Tyler. Let you hold that so I'll drop it. For 30 years of service, all of which in the assessor's office.
Yes.
In the past decade, serving as our deputy assessor. He's also served as a mentor advisor to our leadership development program and helping bring up our next generation of leaders. So we greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Would like to say anything?
Thank you. I just want to thank everybody, chairman, council, especially administration. I appreciate everybody, the way you've worked with me over the years, and the older and new faces that I see every day. I don't want y'all to think that I am giving everything up at this moment. I'm going to try to stick around maybe a couple of more years, by the way, but it's really been an honor for me to be able to serve up under y'all, the administration, and especially to serve the county constituents. I have met so many people over the years, have been able to help so many people, and they have helped me a lot also. So anyway, thank y'all very much.
Yes, he gave us a few checks too.
I saw him back there somewhere.
Yeah, he's here.
There he is. He's making.
We gave him a few.
That too.
Hi, Sheriff.
I'm going to turn it over to the High Sheriff.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Good evening. Mr. Chairman, members of council, and Madam Clerk, thank you all for this opportunity to be here, and thank you for continuing with this program where we recognize our employees that have been with us and served the citizens of this county and served this county government for many years. Tonight, I want to introduce to you Miss Judy Boyd, Lieutenant Judy Boyd with the Horry County Sheriff's Office. Judy's been with Horry County for 40 years, 4 decades. She started her career at the county jail before there was a J. Rubin, and then she moved out to there, and she's been there. She has worked diligently. She's worked hard. When you talk with the folks that work with her, they'll say, when they talk about Judy, they talk about her service. how dedicated she is. She's probably worked in about every department out there except maybe the kitchen. Am I correct?
Transportation.
And transportation. But she is a true servant. She has a servant heart. She works hard. She takes a lot of pride in her job, but what she really takes a lot of pride in is the people that she mentors, she supervises, and she trains. If she sees someone who has great potential, but maybe running along the way, she'll put a special emphasis on that person. She has the desire to serve. She has the desire to do what's right and to train the men and women that she's around and that she works for to do the right thing and to not let them forget why we here, why we do, and who we serve. So I present to you Miss Judy Boyd. Judy, it's an honor for me to be able to present this to you tonight on behalf of Horry County Council.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
They can hear you now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Lieutenant. All right, I believe that's all of our, yeah, good pictures. Get some pictures.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. That's awesome. All right, we're going to move forward with the reading of ordinances. Second reading and public hearing for ordinance 106-2025 to adopt the Horry County Comprehensive Plan, Imagine 2040, 5-year review, including the resilience elements. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
This is for public hearing. Is there anyone from the public wish to be heard? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. The ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing of ordinance 116-2025, approving and authorizing the county administrator to execute a concession agreement with Compass Group USA by and through its canteen division for the right to install and operate food and beverage vending machine concession services within the terminal building at Myrtle Beach International Airport.
So moved.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Next up is old business. We have the standing committee assignments. I'll go right to it. And the administration committee is going to be Cam Crawford, Danny Hardy, Gary Loftus, Michael Mascarelli, and it will be chaired by Tyler Servant, and I will also serve on that committee. The I&R, Infrastructure and Regulation, will be Bill Howard, Deputy, Mark Causey, Dennis D. Sabato, Michael Mascarelli. I will also serve on there, and the chair will be Al Allen. Next up is Public Safety, Al Allen, Tom Anderson, Jenna Dukes, Gary Loftus, and I will also serve on there, and Mr. Hardy, Danny Hardy, will be the chairman. And we're going to bring back the Transportation Committee. Y'all may not have heard it, but we got $6.4 billion we're going to spend in the next 25 years. And I thought having a Transportation Committee would be a good thing to do. And I thought having Dennis D. Sabato chair it would be a good thing. And he has agreed to do that. He's going to have Tom Anderson, Mark Causey, Cam Crawford, Dr. Dukes, and I will also serve on that committee. And that is the committee assignments going forward for 2026. Next up is the vote for the vice chairman. Our current vice chairman is Dennis D. Sabato. He has served with honor and distinction for, seems like as long as I've been up here, but it's been a while.
I might be the longest serving vice chairman in this county.
Well, you've done a good job. And in fact, we're going to let you tell us who the next one's going to be.
I'd like to nominate Tom Anderson.
Is there, all right, we have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Tom Anderson, congratulations or condolences. I'm not sure. You'll have to pick. Moving forward to memorial dedication. Mr. Allen.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Tommy Hardwick, Mr. Billy Williams, Miss Mary Bryant, Miss Linda Baker, and Mr. Calhoun Rabin.
Mr. Causey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Miss Pat Todd Burt, Miss Ruth Ann Whittington Jones, Miss Pearl Todd Boyd, and Miss Hilda Cox Todd.
Mr. Anderson.
Margaret Iola Holmes, Mary Evelyn Hendrick Causey, Dale Jacqueline Wiley, Brian Keith Messimer, Francis J. Singleton.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? All right, we will honor these individuals by adjourning our meeting in their memory. Upcoming meetings, we only have scheduled right now the county council meeting for January 20th, but with these new committees being formed tonight, you can expect a lot of meetings going forward. We do have an executive session, Dr. Dukes. It's to discuss the proposed settlement of legal claims and receipt of legal advice.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second. session.
While in executive session, council engaged in discussions related to pending threatened lawsuit. While in executive session, no votes were taken, no actions or votes were taken.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to defer this vote to the February 3rd meeting.
Seconded.
Motion carries unanimously. That conducts all the business of the county for tonight.
Motion to adjourn, Mr.
Seconded.
All in favor? We are adjourned.
Last time I